Hey guys, it's BB202, and this is going to be the first review that I'm doing on this new channel. Today we're taking a look at LEGO set 6081 called Kings Mountain Fortress. It was released in 1990, and it's got 8 minifigures. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Getting into the minifigures, first up we've got 2 crossbowmen right here. They are 100% identical. They both have gray crossbows, the black bullet style helmet, and scale mail printing on their torsos. And they each have a yellow lion shield, and the insignia on that shield is actually known as a lion rampant, and was one of the earliest medieval shield designs. So there's a fun fact for you. Right here, we've got 2 soldiers. Like the crossbowmen, they're almost exactly the same, except one has a spear and one has an axe. Other than that, they are completely identical. These are just your regular rank and file crusaders. They've got generic crusader torsos, black pants. All 4 of these guys have the same legs. They've got blue variants of the lion rampant shield, and they've got gray helmets. Right here we've got the 2 most decorated members of the crusader faction in this set. We've got this knight right here on the left. You can tell that he's not quite as high ranking because he's got a bit of a smaller plume, and his horse doesn't have any barding on it, but he does have a nice flag. Both of these guys do have smiley faces under their helmets, just like most early 90s LEGO sets had. I mean, pretty much everybody had this smiley head. He's got a yellow shield on the left. Guy on the right's got the blue shield. Now, this horse barding right here is just fantastic. This is one of my favorite horse bardings, period. I mean, take a look at this. This is crazy. It's also got a crossbow mounted on the side. Yeah, this is just one of the best Crusader minifigures, period. And then right here we've got the Queen. She has a very nice conical hat and very nice dress. Since this is an older set, actually they did this up until recently, her skirt piece is actually just a regular Lego brick. It's not connected by regular leg pins or anything. They didn't start doing that until a couple years ago. But she's the sole exception in the set in terms of heads. She does have a female head with lipstick and hair. It's pretty cool. And then finally, we've got a Ghost, which was a new minifigure for 1990, the year the set came out. He actually glows in the dark. I'm not going to do the demonstration, but I'm sure you could find it somewhere. But other than that, the only thing special about him is just his hood piece that he's wearing. Other than that, it's just all white pieces underneath. So, here's everybody. And now we're going to move on to the actual set. So here is the Kings Mountain Fortress itself. Up front we can see that it has 2 lines of defense before you can actually get into the castle. It's got a wind-up drawbridge, and behind that it's got a very large wooden door. The drawbridge is held together by this string back here, and as you raise the winch, up goes the drawbridge, but obviously we need to put that down to show you what's inside. And then other than that, door just swings open. And you can see here, there's a ramp that goes up into the interior of the castle. But there's one more entrance actually in the front of this castle, and that's flipping open this right here. And behind that, you can see that's where the ghost hides, which is pretty cool. I like that feature a lot. Then other than that, there's just a tree hanging out over here on the front. Move around to this side, we've got another couple lamp elements, and this is basically just the entrance ramp. You can see the ghost back there, and then there's a little hallway that takes you around to the other side. Also, we can see the fighting platform that's up here. It is connected and goes back into the Queen's Keep. This is where you'd probably have the best vantage point to shoot at anybody out there attacking. And then also up on the roof, we've got another archer, or crossbowman rather, and he's got 2 additional crossbows in case anybody up there doesn't have a crossbow, I guess. So, taking you around to the back into the Queen's room. It's got this opening grate right here. I'm not really sure what the point of that is, but it's kind of squeaky. Come in here, and there's nothing. There are no interior decorations, as was common with the 90s castle sets, but there's a little platform for the Queen to stand out here. But there is one feature. If we pull this out, there's actually a trap door. You gotta manually push it, but it does send you down the ramp, and if the door's open, out of the castle. So that's fun. Close that up. Back here is a pretty nice tree. It's an old school tree. Sort of has some flexibility. And here is the raven. I guess he's stuck to the brick. Okay. Here's the raven piece, which is really just a gray parrot, but you gotta roll with it. And then down here, we've got the last couple things going on with this set. We do have a prison, old school prison door that opens up. That could fit one, maybe two people in there. Pretty spacious, actually, for a prison. And down here, we've got the last and probably most interesting feature. You can open up the floor. And down there, I know you can't see it because it's very dark, is a treasure chest. And check that out. Open up the treasure chest. If I can do it with one hand, maybe not. Okay. What do we got? It's trying to run away. Okay. We've got a yellow chalice, and we've got a couple of gold coins. Ignore the fact that everything is yellow. Pretend it's gold, because that's what Lego's all about, right? So, anyway, that's the treasure that the Black Falcons are going to be after when they're attacking this castle. And that's pretty much it. This is a great set. This was the second set released as a castle for the Crusaders. The first one was the King's Castle, I think about 6 years earlier. But I do think this is the better set. It's got this very, very nice mountain raised base plate. One of the first of its kind, if not the first. And there's also a very... In conclusion, I think this is one of the best LEGO castles ever released, and it is one of my favorite sets, period. It's really stood the test of time 29 years after its release, and the minifigures have held up well. The set itself has held up well. This is one of the first sets to ever use the raised base plate, and I think it did a great job with it. It really just makes the set. And what really stands out about this castle is how unique it was for its time period. It was really a forerunner for later castles like the Royal Knight's Castle and the Dragon Master's Castle that used the raised base plate, kind of had a different design that wasn't just four walls like previous castles, and this was really the first one to break away from that. So I think just because of how revolutionary it was for LEGO, that this really does have a lot of historical impact for a LEGO castle. And I wish they would go back to making castles that were built in this fashion again. I really don't have too many criticisms of it. Maybe it could have been a little bit more fleshed out on the right side, but other than that, I think for the price point of $60, which is what was the original price, I think that it really held up well. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this little review, and have a great day.